This wasn't supposed to leak. Listen to me very, very carefully. What is happening on July 13th and 14th sit of 2025 is not just another astrological transit. This is a spiritual reversal, a deep karmic recalibration that is specifically targeting the chosen ones, the light workers, the old souls who have felt a profound sense of restlessness for months. If you are watching this, it is because your soul's internal alarm clock is going off. You need to see this before midnight. Do not ignore the feeling in your chest right now. That is your spirit guide, your higher self, urging you to pay attention because the rules of reality are about to be rewritten. This Saturn retrograde motion is triggering something that many have prophesied, but few are prepared for: the collapse of old timelines. And if you are not careful, if you engage in certain activities over the next 48 hours, you risk draining your soul and locking yourself into a destiny you were meant to transcend. What I am about to share with you is critical. It is a final warning. Before we dive into the depths of what this means for you, I need you to anchor your energy and protect your field right now. Please do these 3 things immediately. First, like this video to send a signal of resonance out into the collective field. Second, subscribe and turn on all notifications because the information I will be sharing over the coming days is time-sensitive and vital for your journey. And third, go to the comments right now and type the number 555 to declare that you are ready for profound change and divine alignment. This simple act creates an energetic shield around you as we venture into this potent cosmic territory. Now let's be clear. The reason you can't sleep, the reason you feel so disconnected and anxious, is not a flaw in you. It is a feature of your sensitivity. Saturn, the great teacher, the lord of karma and time, is stationing retrograde in the mystical boundless waters of Pisces. This is not a punishment. It is a final exam. Since Saturn entered Pisces, it has been working to dissolve the illusions, the false structures, the spiritual bypasses, and the karmic debts that have held humanity in a lower frequency. It has been a slow, often confusing process of seeing where our dreams were built on sand. But now, as it begins its backward journey through the sky, its energy turns from an external pressure into an internal excavation. This is the spiritual reversal. The work is no longer about observing the world change, it's about allowing ourselves to be fundamentally changed from the inside out. This retrograde is a 4.5-month period where the universe is holding up a giant mirror to your soul and asking, what have you learned? What structures inside of you are authentic and built on truth, and which ones are constructs of fear, ego, and societal conditioning? The restlessness you feel is your soul knowing it's about to undergo a massive software update. The old programming is being deleted, and this process can feel chaotic and disorienting. It's why you feel so disconnected. You are literally detaching from an old version of reality, an old timeline that no longer serves your highest evolution. This is why the next few days, as Saturn grinds to a halt in the sky before reversing its course, are so incredibly potent and so perilous. The energetic gateway is wide open. Your aura is more porous, your subconscious is more accessible, and your choices carry immense karmic weight. This is why you must at all costs avoid certain actions that will drain your energy and anchor you to the very timelines that are collapsing. The first and most critical thing you must avoid is making permanent, life-altering decisions based on old fears. Listen, this retrograde will dredge up the ghosts of your past. Saturn in Pisces is the lord of karmic memory stored in the deep ocean of the collective unconscious. You will feel old fears resurfacing with an intensity that feels utterly real and present. The fear of not being good enough, the fear of being abandoned, the fear of failure, the fear of being seen, and the fear of being invisible. These will not feel like abstract concepts, they will feel like raw visceral truths. You will feel an overwhelming urge to react to them, to quit the job you secretly love because the fear of failure is screaming in your ear, to end a relationship because your ancient abandonment wound has been triggered, to give up on your sacred dream because a voice from your childhood tells you you're not worthy. Do you see the trap? Saturn is testing you. It is presenting you with the final boss battle of your old self. The test is not to fight the fear, but to see it. To acknowledge its presence as a sacred echo of a lesson you have been learning for lifetimes, and to consciously choose not to let it steer the ship. Making a permanent decision from this place of primal fear is like signing a soul contract to repeat the same lesson all over again, locking you into a karmic loop while the rest of the world ascends to a new frequency. Your mission is to sit with the discomfort, to breathe through the fear, to tell it, "I see you. I honor the part of me that is trying to protect me, but I am not you, and I am choosing a new way." The second thing you must absolutely avoid doing at all costs is ignoring your body's wisdom. Your physical body is a divine barometer, a sacred instrument that is being retuned to hold a higher dimensional frequency. In these crucial days of the Saturn retrograde station, your body is speaking to you more clearly than ever before. The exhaustion is not laziness. It is a direct command from your soul to rest, to integrate, to allow the cellular level recalibration to occur without resistance. The strange aches and pains are not random, they are somatic releases of stored trauma, old energetic patterns leaving your system for good. The sudden need for silence and solitude is not antisocial behavior, it is a requirement for your nervous system to process the immense energetic downloads that are flooding the planet. Pushing through with caffeine, with hustle culture, with the belief that you must always be productive, is an act of violence against your own awakening. You are fighting the sacred current of the universe. This is a period of internal restructuring, not external building. You cannot construct a 5D temple on a 3D foundation that is crumbling. Your body is the foundation. Ignoring its pleas for rest, for clean water, for nourishing food, for time in nature, is like trying to install a complex new operating system on a device that is overheated and has a dying battery. It will crash. Honor your vessel. If you feel tired, sleep. If you feel overwhelmed, retreat. If you feel drawn to stillness, embrace it as the most productive spiritual work you can possibly do right now. Your body knows exactly what it needs to prepare you for the next chapter of your destiny. Your only job is to listen and obey. If you have felt this deep restlessness, this call from the universe, comment "I am ready to" releases below to declare your intention to the cosmos. The third critical action to avoid is engaging in low vibrational gossip and judgment, both of others and of yourself. As Saturn stations retrograde, the veil between worlds thins, and the energetic field becomes incredibly sensitive. Every word you speak, every thought you entertain, is a powerful incantation that shapes your reality. When you engage in gossip, you are voluntarily entangling your energy field with the chaotic, unresolved karma of others. You are taking on energetic sludge that does not belong to you, at a time when you need all of your spiritual resources to navigate your own recalibration. It is a profound energy leak. Likewise, this is not the time for harsh self-judgment. Saturn's retrograde will naturally illuminate your perceived flaws, mistakes, and shortcomings. It will show you where you have not been living in integrity. This is not for you to beat yourself up. It is for you to observe with compassionate detachment. The voice of the inner critic is the voice of the ego, terrified of the death of the old self. When you judge yourself, you are aligning with that fear. You are strengthening the very structures that Saturn is trying to help you dissolve. Instead, when you notice a mistake from your past, your spiritual practice is to thank it for the lesson it taught you. To see it not as a failure, but as a necessary stepping stone on your path. Replace judgment with curiosity. Replace criticism with compassion. Your words create worlds. During this potent gateway, choose to speak words of grace, forgiveness, and unconditional love to yourself. This act alone can be the difference between being crushed by Saturn's weight and using its pressure to crystallize into a diamond. Protect your energetic field fiercely. Mute the conversations, unfollow the accounts, and walk away from the people who drain you with their negativity. Your sovereignty is paramount. This is a sacred internal process, and you must become a ruthless guardian of your own peace. Let's continue. If you have felt the truth of what I have shared so far, if the warnings about making fear-based decisions, ignoring your body, and engaging in low vibrational energy have resonated in your very bones, it is because your soul is already in the process of this grand recalibration. You are one of the ones who is meant to navigate this shift consciously. But the traps of this Saturn retrograde gateway are subtle and deeply insidious. They masquerade as logic, as love, as ambition. And the next thing you must avoid at all costs is one of the most tempting illusions of the 3D matrix. You must avoid forcing things to happen. You must resist the urge to push, to strive, to control the outcome of any situation in your life right now. This is not the time for hustle. It is the time for sacred surrender. Saturn moving backward through the oceanic realm of Pisces is creating a powerful cosmic undertow. The entire energetic current of the universe is flowing inward and backward, inviting reflection, review, and release. Trying to launch a new project, force a commitment from someone, or aggressively chase a goal right now is like trying to swim against a tsunami. You will not only exhaust yourself, you will create karmic knots and energetic resistance that will be incredibly difficult to untangle later. The universe is not saying no to your dreams, it is saying not now, not this way. The restlessness you feel is often misinterpreted by the ego as a sign to do more. It's a lie. That restlessness is your inner being vibrating at a new frequency, demanding that you stop doing and start being. It is the discomfort of a butterfly trying to force its way out of the chrysalis before its wings are fully formed. The work now is internal. It is dream work. It is journaling. It is sitting in silence and allowing the visions for your new future to crystallize within you, not chasing after the ghosts of your old ambitions. Let go of the timeline. Let go of the how. Any opportunity, any person, any path that is truly meant for you will not require force. It will flow to you with divine ease once this retrograde period of integration is complete. Forcing it now is a declaration of distrust in the divine plan, an act of ego that Saturn will gently but firmly correct. Now we must speak of the heart. The fifth thing you must absolutely avoid is reopening doors to past karmic relationships. This is perhaps the most personal and painful test of the Saturn retrograde in Pisces. This transit is like a deep-sea dredging operation for your soul. It will bring things up from the murky depths of your emotional history that you thought were buried forever. An ex will suddenly text you out of the blue. You will have a vivid dream about a friend you had a falling out with years ago. You will be flooded with a wave of nostalgic longing for a time or a person from your past. Caution. This is not a sign from the universe that you should rekindle these connections. It is a final exam. Saturn is asking you, have you learned the lesson? Have you integrated the wisdom from this soul contract? Or will you choose to repeat the cycle? The loneliness and disconnection you might be feeling can make you incredibly vulnerable to this trap. The ego will whisper, "See, maybe they were the one. Maybe it was your fault. Maybe you can fix it this time." Do not listen. That is the siren song of a timeline that is dissolving. Re-engaging with these karmic connections, especially from a place of loneliness or regret, is like willingly stepping back into a prison from which you have already been freed. It binds your energy to the past and anchors you in the lower frequencies of codependency, emotional drama, and unresolved pain. The purpose of their reappearance is not reconciliation, it is release. It is your opportunity to look at the memory, to feel the echo of the emotion without being consumed by it, and to bless it, forgive it, and finally, lovingly, let it go. True closure does not come from another conversation, it comes from the internal completion of the lesson. It is you, standing in your sovereign power, recognizing that the contract is complete and the debt is paid. Your heart is being prepared for a 5D love, a connection based on wholeness and freedom, not on wound bonding. Do not desecrate that sacred space by filling it with ghosts. The sixth thing you must avoid, and this is crucial for the chosen ones, is seeking external validation for your spiritual experience. During this profound internal shift, you will feel things you cannot articulate. You will have moments of clarity that feel like divine downloads, followed by periods of confusion that feel like you're going crazy. You will feel disconnected from the people around you, even your loved ones, because your frequency is fundamentally changing. The temptation will be to look outside of yourself for confirmation, to ask, am I doing this right? Is this normal? Do you feel it too? This is a trap. Saturn in Pisces is dissolving the spiritual ego. It is training you to become your own guru, to trust the guidance of your own soul above all else. Seeking validation from others, no matter how well-intentioned they are, is an energy leak. It places your power and your truth in the hands of another. It reinforces the old 3D paradigm of needing external authority. The real reason you feel disconnected is because you are supposed to be. You are disconnecting from the hive mind, from the collective field of fear and limitation, so that you can plug directly into source. You are becoming a sovereign being of light. Your journey is unique to you. Your recalibration process will not look like anyone else's. Comparing your journey will only lead to despair and self-doubt. The antidote is radical self-trust. When you feel a wave of strange emotion, trust that it is a clearing. When you receive a flash of insight, trust that it is your higher self speaking. When you feel the overwhelming need to be alone, trust that it is a sacred appointment with your soul. Your experience is your authority. Your feelings are your guide. This entire Saturn retrograde is a training ground for you to learn to stand in the unshakable certainty of your own inner knowing, without needing anyone else to co-sign your reality. If you are ready to claim your inner authority and trust your own divine guidance, comment at "My soul is my guide" right now. Let this be your mantra. Let's go deeper into the mechanics of this. What is actually happening in the invisible realms? Saturn retrograde in Pisces is a time when the veil to the Akashic records, the energetic library of all of your soul's experiences, past, present and future, becomes extraordinarily thin. This is why old memories and karmic patterns are surfacing with such intensity. You are not just remembering them. You are being given read-write access to your own soul's files. Every choice you make right now, every thought you entertain, every door you close is being recorded not as a memory, but as a completed lesson. It is a fundamental rewriting of your karmic code. When you avoid making a fear-based decision, you are literally deleting a line of code that says "I am a failure." When you choose to rest instead of push, you are deleting a program of "My worth is based on my productivity." When you forgive an old karmic connection instead of re-engaging, you are closing out a soul contract that has been on repeat for lifetimes. This is quantum level healing. This is why your dreams are so important right now. The dream space is the workshop. It is where your subconscious and your higher self are actively working with these Akashic energies to test out new timelines and release old traumas. Pay attention to your dream. They are not random nonsense. They are detailed progress reports from your soul's integration process. Keep a dream journal by your bed. Write down everything you remember upon waking, no matter how strange. The symbols, the feelings, the people in your dreams are all clues. They are showing you what is being healed, what is being released, and what new potentials are being activated within your energetic field. Ignoring your dreams right now is like ignoring the emails from your cosmic IT department telling you about a critical system update. You are a spiritual being undergoing a massive upgrade, and this Saturn retrograde is the sacred, silent internal process through which that upgrade is installed. But there are more traps, more subtle energies that can corrupt this process, and they relate directly to the material world around you, your home, your finances, your work. And what we must discuss next is of the utmost importance for your stability and security in the coming months.
We have spoken of the internal realms, of the emotional body, the mind, and the spirit. But this Saturn retrograde in Pisces is the ultimate test of embodiment. It is about bringing the ethereal into the material, the sacred into the mundane. The recalibration that is happening within your soul must be reflected in the world around you. Otherwise, the dissonance will become unbearable. And that is why the next set of warnings is so critical, because they deal with the tangible pillars of your 3D reality, your home, your money, and your work. These are the areas where the ego clings most tightly to control, and where Saturn's lessons will be most profound.
The seventh thing you must avoid at all costs is allowing your personal space to remain cluttered and energetically stagnant. Your home is not just drywall and furniture. It is a living, breathing extension of your energy field. It is your sacred vessel, your temple, your anchor in this physical dimension. As your personal frequency is being upgraded, your living space must be upgraded as well. To leave it filled with old objects, with things that remind you of past failures, past relationships, or a version of yourself that no longer exists, is to create a powerful energetic drag. Each one of those objects holds a frequency. That pile of mail is the frequency of overwhelm. Those clothes you haven't worn in a decade hold the frequency of an old identity. That broken item you keep meaning to fix is an energetic signature of incompletion. During this potent Saturn retrograde gateway, this stagnant energy becomes a thick, heavy sludge that actively blocks the new 5D frequencies from anchoring in your life. It is like trying to download a massive, beautiful new software program onto a computer whose hard drive is completely full of corrupted old files. It cannot happen. The system will crash. The universe is trying to send you blessings, opportunities, and a new timeline of peace and purpose, but it cannot get through the psychic and physical clutter. Therefore, your mission in the next 48 hours is not to push forward in the world, but to retreat into your sanctuary and perform a sacred energetic cleanse. Be ruthless. This is not about tidying up. This is a spiritual exorcism of the old self. Go through your space and ask of every single object, does this represent who I am becoming or who I have been? If it is the latter, it must go. Donate it, sell it, release it. As you clear the physical space, you are clearing meridians in your energetic body. You are literally making room for miracles. After you declutter, cleanse the space with smoke from sage or Palo Santo, with sound from a singing bowl or chimes, with light by opening the windows. As you do, state the intention: I now release all energies, timelines, and identities that are not in alignment with my highest good. I declare this space a sacred temple, a vessel for light, peace, and abundance. My home is now a vibrational match for the reality I am calling in. To neglect this step is to choose to live in a haunted house of your own past, while the mansion of your future sits waiting, just on the other side of the veil. This brings us to one of the most charged topics of all, and one that Saturn governs with an iron fist: your finances. The eighth thing you must avoid, with every fiber of your being, is making significant financial decisions from a place of panic or scarcity. Saturn is the lord of structure and reality, and in Pisces, it is working to dissolve our false structures and illusions around material security. This retrograde will trigger your deepest survival fears. It will shine a spotlight on your bank account, your debts, your income, and it will tempt you to react from the most primal part of your brain, the part that fears lack, that fears not having enough, that believes the lie that your worth is tied to your net worth. You will feel an intense pressure to do something. The ego will scream that you need to make a risky, desperate investment to catch up, or it will tell you to hoard every penny, to contract into a ball of fear, trusting no one and nothing. Both of these reactions are traps. They are two sides of the same coin of scarcity. Making major financial decisions, liquidating assets, taking on huge new debt, pouring money into a speculative venture, while in this state of energetic upheaval, is a catastrophic mistake. You are taking the terrified, chaotic frequency of this transition period and embedding it directly into the foundation of your material life. You are essentially telling the universe, my operating system is lack and fear. And the universe, which is an impartial mirror, will reflect that reality back to you tenfold. The test of Saturn retrograde is not to hustle your way to wealth. It is to cultivate an unshakable inner state of abundance and trust, even when your external reality feels uncertain. It is to find your security in your connection to Source, not your connection to a bank. Your work right now is to review your finances not with panic, but with calm, compassionate awareness. Pay a small bill, not because you have to, but as a symbolic act of completing an energetic cycle. Write down 10 things you are grateful for that money cannot buy. Meditate on the feeling of being perfectly provided for, of being safe and secure, and allow that frequency to permeate your cells. This retrograde wants to rebuild your relationship with money from the ground up, transforming it from a source of stress into a tool for your divine purpose. But it can only do that if you stop trying to control it with your fear-based 3D mind. Surrender the outcome. Trust in divine provision. And do not, under any circumstances, sign a major financial contract written in the ink of panic. If you are ready to release the old stories of scarcity and step into a new reality of divine provision, comment "I am a magnet for abundance" below. Let the universe hear your declaration. And this leads us to the final, and perhaps most profound, area of restructuring your life's work. The ninth thing you must avoid is clinging to a soul-crushing job or career path out of a sense of obligation or a fear of the unknown. For many of the chosen ones watching this, the restlessness and anxiety you feel are most acute between Monday and Friday. Your workplace has begun to feel like a foreign land. The conversations feel shallow, the tasks feel meaningless, and a deep, aching part of you knows, with absolute certainty, that you are meant for something more. This is not just burnout, this is a frequency mismatch of the highest order. Your soul is vibrating at a new higher octave, and the energetic environment of your old career is now dissonant, abrasive, and actively draining your life force. It is a form of slow death. Saturn, the lord of karma and dharma, is turning retrograde to ask you a very direct question. Is this your sacred duty, or is this a prison you have built for yourself? Clinging to that job because it provides security, because it's what your parents wanted for you, because you're afraid to fail at what you truly love. This is the ultimate act of self-betrayal during this transit. It is a declaration that you value the illusion of 3D safety more than the truth of your own soul. Now, this does not mean you should march into your boss's office tomorrow and quit in a blaze of glory. Remember the first warning: avoid making permanent life-altering decisions based on old fears or a momentary reactive impulse. The work here is more subtle and far more powerful. The action to avoid is the internal clinging. The work is to begin the process of energetic detachment. You must stop identifying with the job title. You must stop deriving your sense of self-worth from your professional achievements. You must, in your heart and mind, quit the job energetically long before you ever do so physically. See it for what it is: a temporary assignment, a karmic contract that is nearing its completion. Show up, do what is required with integrity, but reserve your sacred energy, your passion, your dreams, for your true calling. Start a secret journal. Write down what you would do if all your bills were paid. What activities make you lose track of time? What problems in the world break your heart and call you to service? This is you beginning to draft the blueprint for your new divine assignment. Saturn retrograde is providing you with the cosmic breathing room to do this inner work. It is showing you the bars of the cage with perfect clarity, not to taunt you, but to empower you to finally see the door that has been unlocked the entire time. To ignore this call, to double down on the soul-crushing work out of fear, is to miss the entire point of this profound spiritual recalibration. It is to choose the familiar cage over the terrifying, magnificent freedom of the open sky. These 9 warnings are not meant to frighten you. They are lighthouses, built to guide your ship through a foggy, treacherous, but ultimately transformative sea. They are 9 facets of one singular choice that you are being asked to make over and over again during this gateway. Will you choose fear, or will you choose love? Will you operate from the limited ego, or from the infinite wisdom of your soul? Will you cling to the collapsing 3D timeline, or will you bravely leap into the arms of your 5D destiny? The choice is and always has been yours, so we stand at the threshold. We have traversed the internal landscapes of the heart and mind, and we have examined the external pillars of our reality, our homes, our finances, our life's work. You have been given the 9 sacred warnings, the 9 keys to navigating this profound Saturn retrograde gateway, without draining your soul, without getting trapped in a karmic loop, without forfeiting your divine destiny. But knowledge alone is not enough. Understanding the map is useless if you refuse to walk the path. The final and most crucial part of this transmission is not a warning, but an activation. It is about what you must do, what you must embody, to consciously and powerfully partner with this cosmic energy of recalibration. This is where you move from being a passive observer of the astrological weather to becoming the master navigator of your own soul's journey. This is where you alchemize the pressure of Saturn into the diamond of your true self. The first step in this activation is to embrace radical stillness. The world is screaming for your attention. Your phone is buzzing. Your to-do list is growing. The voice of the ego is demanding action. Your sacred act of rebellion is to choose silence. You must carve out non-negotiable pockets of stillness in your day, especially during the peak of this transit on July 13th and 14th. This does not have to be a 2-hour meditation. It can be 5 minutes. 5 minutes before you get out of bed, where you simply lie and feel your own breath, connecting with the life force within you. 5 minutes in your car in the parking lot before walking into work, where you close your eyes and anchor yourself in your own energy field. 5 minutes before you sleep, where you turn off all screens and simply listen to the silence of your room. In these moments of stillness, you are creating a vacuum. You are shutting down the static of the 3D matrix, and you are allowing the whisper of your higher self, the wisdom of the universe, to finally be heard. This is where the downloads happen. This is where the clarity you've been praying for will arrive, not in a thunderclap, but in a quiet, profound knowing that settles into your bones. Stillness is not emptiness, it is the portal to everything. The second piece of this activation is conscious dream work. As I mentioned before, your dream space is the primary workshop for this spiritual recalibration. It's not enough to simply remember your dreams, you must begin to engage with them. Before you go to sleep, set a clear intention. Hold a piece of amethyst, clear quartz, or selenite in your hand and say aloud, "Tonight I ask my higher self and my benevolent guides to provide me with the clarity, healing and guidance I need to navigate this Saturn retrograde with grace. Show me what I need to release. Show me my next step. I am open to receive." Place the crystal under your pillow or on your nightstand. When you wake, even in the middle of the night, write down whatever comes. Don't analyze it. Don't judge it. Just capture the raw data, the images, the feelings, the colors, the characters. Later in the day, look at what you wrote. Don't try to interpret it with your logical mind. Instead, ask your heart, what does this feel like? What is the core emotion of this dream? Is it freedom? Is it freedom? Is it grief? Is it joy? The emotion is the message. Your dreams are a personalized divine language being spoken directly to you. By engaging with them consciously, you are telling the universe that you are an active participant in your own healing, and the guidance you receive will become clearer and more potent. Third, you must anchor yourself in nature. The earth, Gaia herself, is a master at transmuting dense energy. She is our greatest ally in this process. The concrete jungles, the fluorescent lights, the endless scroll of digital information, these things disconnect us from our natural rhythm and overload our nervous systems, making this recalibration process feel 10 times more difficult. You must make a conscious effort to ground your energy by connecting with the natural world. Walk barefoot on the grass for 10 minutes. Feel the soil beneath your feet, allowing it to pull the chaotic, anxious energy out of your system. Touch a tree. Lean against its trunk and feel its ancient, stable-rooted energy. Acknowledge it as a fellow being of light, and ask it to help you feel grounded and centered. Look at the sky. Observe the clouds. Watch the sunset. These simple acts are not trivial. They are profound spiritual practices. They remind your body and your energy field of the natural cycles of life, death, and rebirth. They harmonize your personal frequency with the calming, healing frequency of the planet. Nature is the antidote to the disconnection and anxiety you feel. It is your charging station. It is home. To neglect this connection is to try to navigate an electrical storm without a lightning rod. If you commit to connecting with the earth as part of your sacred practice, comment, "I am grounded in Gaia's love" below. Anchor this intention in the collective field. Finally, the most powerful activation of all is the practice of radical gratitude. This may sound simple, but in the face of Saturn's heavy critical energy, gratitude is a revolutionary act. Saturn will show you everything that is wrong,
everything that is broken, everything that is lacking. It is the cosmic auditor. Your power lies in consciously shifting your focus to what is right, what is whole, what is abundant. This is not spiritual bypassing. This is not ignoring the problems. It is a fundamental choice of frequency. When you feel the weight of a fear, acknowledge it, and then immediately, consciously, name 3 things you are grateful for. When you are looking at your bank account with dread, thank the universe for the roof over your head, the air in your lungs, and the water you drink. Gratitude is the highest frequency a human being can embody. It is the energetic signature of being in complete alignment with Source. When you practice gratitude, you are telling the universe, despite the challenges, despite the uncertainty, I trust you. I know I am supported. I see the blessings that already surround me. This shifts your entire magnetic field. You move from a state of repelling good things, because you are focused on lack, to a state of attracting more good things, because you are focused on abundance. This is the ultimate alchemy. You are taking the lead of Saturn's lessons, the heavy reality checks, and you are consciously turning them into the gold of spiritual wisdom and unshakable faith. You stand now at a crossroads. The energy of July 13th and 14th is a gateway, a choice point. You can heed these warnings and embrace these activations, working consciously with this sacred energy to dissolve lifetimes of karma and step into a timeline of freedom, purpose, and peace. Or you can ignore the call, cling to the old ways, and allow the weight of this transit to crystallize your fears into your reality. There is no judgment in either choice. The universe allows all paths, but for you, the one who has watched this far, the one whose soul has been stirring with a divine discontent, the choice feels clear. You are not here to play small. You are not here to play small. You are not here to repeat the past. You are here to awaken. You are a chosen one, not because you are special, but because you chose this. You chose to be here, at this exact moment in cosmic history, to be a part of this great awakening. This Saturn retrograde is not happening to you. It is happening for you. It is the key that unlocks the final chains. So protect yourself. Avoid the 9 pitfalls that drain your soul, and then bravely step into your power. Embrace stillness. Listen to your dreams. Ground yourself in nature, and let gratitude be the compass that guides you home. The collapse of the old timelines is almost complete. Your new reality is waiting. If this message has reached your heart and awakened something deep within you, know that it was not by accident. This was a divine appointment. Your journey of recalibration is sacred. Please do 3 final things to seal this activation. 1. Share this video with one other soul who you know is feeling this shift. You are a lighthouse, and your light is meant to be shared. 2. Subscribe to this channel and join this community of awakening souls. We are walking this path together. And 3. Go to the comments one last time and type I am awake and I am ready. Declare it, own it, become it. The next 4.5 months will redefine your life. Be prepared. The best is yet to come.